Man, 2025, we are blessed because we are getting some all time peak horror classics. A couple weeks ago, I saw Weapons in theaters, and Weapons was transcendent. It was redefining the genre, it was playing with the genre in a way that many films haven't, and it's as close to being a masterpiece without being a certain masterpiece, in my opinion, as possible. And then the other night, I watched Bring Her Back, the follow up to Talk to Me by the Filippo twins from Australia. I think I'm saying their name right, Filippo. I'm not really positive, but these two guys are talented. I liked Talk to Me, and I thought Talk to Me was a really cool concept. It lost me towards the ending. I think the ending got a little convoluted. It got a little away from where the movie started, but the concept was awesome and well executed. And then Bring Her Back. Wow. Bring Her Back, if you've not seen it, is absolutely incredible. It's currently playing on HBO Max, and it's worth the subscription to HBO Max alone because this movie is peak horror. It was fantastic. Both these movies I gave 4.5s out of 5 on my Letterbox. Check me out on Letterbox if you're on Letterboxd. If you're not and you like movies, what is you doing? These two movies were fantastic. I mean, Weapons, I could speak ad nauseum about Weapons, but it really played with the genre. Really weaved an intricate plot, but it never felt like it was getting too intricate, too convoluted with plot points. It felt smooth, and the ending was hilarious. Of course, Zach Kreger started as a sketch comedy guy, so he was able to imbue Weapons with that comedic edge, especially at the end. That cathartic release, that comedic release plays so well with the horror genre because you have all this built up tension, and then just like in comedy, you're waiting for a release. And at the end of Weapons, you certainly got your release. And Bring Her Back, man. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. It's as close to Hereditary as I've ever seen a movie get. Now, I don't want to say it's copying Hereditary. It's similar to Hereditary in a lot of regards, primarily what its focus is from a narrative standpoint. The focus of it is the inability to let go. When people die, it's tough, but the more you cling on to them staying, the harder it gets. And Hereditary did it perfectly. I think Hereditary is a modern masterpiece when it comes to horror. It's an all time horror, incredible film, and I think it's a 5 out of 5 without doubt. And Bring Her Back gets really close to that 5 out of 5 rating, in my opinion. It really touches on that concept of letting go so perfectly. If you don't let go, your life becomes hell on earth. And we see a character, the main character. I don't want to give spoilers because I want you to watch it. If you haven't seen it, you need to go watch Bring Her Back. But it's about a character who doesn't let go. And what I really like about this movie that Weapons did really well as well is it has an intrigue about it, almost like a mystery. There's a mystery going on about what's really happening. And as you keep watching, it's unweaving in front of your eyes in a really tasteful way. I thought that Bring Her Back got as close to being a masterpiece as it could have without being a masterpiece. There were one or two things that I felt like held it back. Number one, the opening, although you could look at it like it's building intrigue and it's building the mystery, you could also look at it like it is taking some of that mystery away. And I think that hurt it just a tiny little bit. But it's such a minor gripe because 4.5 versus 5 out of 5. I mean, it's such a small, negligible difference. This movie's fantastic. Absolutely incredible. The acting was all 5 out of 5. Phenomenal. Sally Hawkins in particular. She is incredible. I've only really known her from Paddington, maybe another project or two, but she was so good in this movie. And then the two young actors were absolutely phenomenal. The actress, the young actress, Sora, I forget her last name at this very moment, but Sora, she was incredible. She is partially blind in real life, and she plays a blind character in this movie. And it just plays so well to the horror mystery that's happening. Because there's something so unsettling about if you can't see, it makes things a lot more terrifying. Now, if you grow up in this environment where you can't see, obviously you're a lot more at home there. But from the outsider, from a person with their vision looking in, it's very terrifying. And you think about, wow, if I lost my vision, what would that be like, especially in this scenario that she finds herself in? This movie's awesome. So 2025, we have gotten two horror classics, and I'm excited to see Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein should be pretty horrific, fall into that horror genre. That's, I mean, I'm like thinking a no-brainer, going to be fantastic. Black Phone 2 could be pretty solid. The first Black Phone was pretty good. Every year is a sleeper year for horror, but this year in particular, I think Weapons and Bring Her Back elevate the genre in ways that a lot of movies don't. And I'm excited to see what the rest of the year brings and what the Filippo brothers do next, because they are quite talented. And Zach Kreger, what he does next, he's working on Resident Evil. That's going to be awesome. And I'm very excited about these two movies. If you haven't watched Weapons or Bring Her Back, what are you doing? Go watch these movies. If you're not subscribed to my channel, what are you doing? Subscribe to my channel. I promise you, you will not regret it. Just one little click can make a huge difference for me. I put a lot of effort into these videos. I really appreciate your subscription. And as always, stay tuned for the next one. Tay out.